guys, welcome back to the part 2 tutorial session of the methods and constructors in the Java. In the part 1 tutorial session we discuss about the methods in the Java. Now here we are going to learn about the constructors in the Java. Before begin, don't forget to subscribe my channel. So then let's start. Constructors in the Java. Type of constructors in the Java. Rules for the creating the Java constructors, difference between the constructors and methods in the Java, and also example. The first one is the what is meant by constructor. A constructor is a block of code similar to the method. These methods are used to initialize object. Every time an object is created, using the new keyword, at least one constructor is called. This is the definition of the constructor. And secondly, type of constructors. There are two types of constructor. No argument constructors, we can call as a default constructor, and the second one is the parameterized constructor. Let's discuss the one by one. First one is the no argument constructor. It is we can call as a default constructor. A constructor is called the default constructor when it doesn't have any other parameters. If the inside of the parenthesis of the constructor have no parameter, then we call as a default constructor. What is the purpose of the default constructor? That is the question. The default constructor is used to provide the default value to the object, or 0 or null. You can see the syntax of the default constructor: class name and parentheses. After the inside of the curly bracket there is a body of the constructors. This is the example for the default constructor. Class bike1. Bike1 is the name of the class. Inside the class there is a default constructor and main method. When we look at the main method, bike1 b equal new bike1, what is it? It is the creation of the object. We create an object by referring the bike1 class, and we used the new operator to allocate the memory for the object. And here we go to use the bike1 default constructor. B is the name of the object. Now compiler search where the bike1 constructor in this program and go to this constructor and print on this statement on the screen. That is the output of this program. Let's run the program and look what will be the output of this program. You can see the output of this program: bike is created. Sorry. Then we move to the second constructor. This is the parameterized constructor. A constructor which have the specific number of parameters is called the parameterized constructor. This one inside of the parenthesis has the number of parameters, then we call the parameterized constructor. Why we are use the parameterized constructor? We are use the parameterized constructor to provide the different value to the object. That is the purpose of the parameterized constructor. And you can see the syntax of the parameterized constructor: class name, and inside of the parenthesis there are two parameters. It can be any number of parameters, and after the body of the constructor. And also you can see the example for the parameterized constructor: class student4. Student4 is the name of the class. Inside of the student class there are so many constructors, variables and methods. Declare the two variables using the int and string data type, and after you can see that there is the constructor with parameters and method after the main method. Inside of the main method there are 4 statements. Here first one is the student for s1 equal new student, and inside of the parenthesis there are so many arguments. This is the here we create the object name is the s1 by referring the student for class. Here we give the 2 arguments, 2 values to the constructor. The student 1 has 2 informations stored in the memory. What are the ID and name? And here you can see that there are another creation of the object that we call as a S2 means student, second student. Here we give the values to the student to object, and after that s1 dot display. Here we call the display method by referring the s1 object. Then go to the display method, then print on the information of the student 1 on the screen. What is the student 1 information? These are. And secondly, we call the again display method using the object 2. Object 2 is the s2. Then print on the information of the student 2 on the screen. That is the execution of this program. Let's run the program. You can see the output of this program. Both of students are students information are display on the screen. Now we go to the another topic, that is the rules for the creating the Java constructors. You can see that there are several rules. Constructor name must be same as the class name. What is it? I'll go to now previous example. You can see the class name is student4 and constructor name is the student4. The class name and constructor name is same as. That is the rule of the of the Java. If it is not, we give the another name for the constructors, then compiler create error. Therefore, we must give the name must be same as it is class name. A constructor must have no explicit return type. The Java constructors have no return type. If we add the return type before the constructor name, it is we call another name for it. It is the method. Third one is the Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, and final. But we can use access modifier while they declare in the constructor. We cannot use abstract, static, final like keyword, but we can use the access modifiers. You know what are the access modifiers? There are 4 access modifiers: private, default, public, and protected. These modifiers we can use with the constructors. Fourth one is a class can have more than one constructor. A constructor is like a method. Then methods are overloading. They are and also constructors can be overloaded with different parameters. Each time an object is created, at least one constructor is invoked. When we are creating the object, we must call the at least one constructors. These are the rules of the constructor. If you have any difficulties with the constructor rules, you can write the comment box in the below. Let's move to the another one. difference between the constructors and methods in the Java. We learn about the lot of things about the constructors and methods, but we don't know uh, difference between the constructors and methods in the Java. Now we are going to learn about it. A constructor is used to initialize the state of the object. We talk about it in the past. A method is used to expose of the behaviors of the object. What are the behaviors of the object? I'm taking example. Think dog. Dog has the so many behaviors. What are they? Eating, barking, running. These behaviors we add to the program as a method. Second one is the a constructor must have no the return type. I told to you, constructors have no return type. It is the rule in the Java. But method must have the return type. This is the difference between the constructors and method mainly. The constructor implicity. The method is the invoke explicitly. If we call the method, then method is run. If we don't call the method, then method is not going to run. But constructors is automatically run. At least one constructors in the program. Java compiler provides the default constructor if the class doesn't have any constructor. Java provides the default constructor. If the class doesn't have any constructors, automatically Java compiler provide the default constructor. The method is not provided by the compiler, but Java compiler is not provide the method in automatically to the program. The constructor name must be same as the class name. I told you. The method name may not be same as the class name. This is the difference between the methods and constructors. I think that you can understand the difference between the constructors and methods. Let's move to this is the last section of this our session. Example. We consider the so many examples. The first one is the class dog. Inside of the class dog2 class, there is the main methods and constructor with parameters. Inside of the method, here we create an object. Object name is the my dog, and we give the values to the object by using the parameterized constructor. And we give the name for the dog, and it print on the screen. That is the execution of this program. Let's run and look what will be the output of this program. You can see the screen output of this program. Let's move to another example. Class employee1. Employee1 is the name of the class, and it has the variable, constructor, and main method. Inside of the main method, we create an object. Object name is the E by referring the employee1 class. And after that, compiler search where the employee1 constructor, default constructor. This is the default constructor. Then compiler print on the screen that statement, and values is assigned to the name variable. After second statement of the main method, you can see here we call to the name variable using the object. Object is the E. This is the execution of this one, and let's run. you can see the output of this program. Employee is created and Vimali. This is the last example of this our session, but it is much more difficult. Let's consider the one by one. Construct example is the name of the class. Inside of the class there are so many variables. Variables mean attributes, and constructor. There are two constructors, deport constructor and parameterized constructor, and main method. When we are considering the main method, constructor example, here we created two objects by referring the constructor example class, and we call the two constructors. First one is we call the default constructors. It has no parameters, but it this is the when we are calling the default constructor, compiler go to the default constructors, and these values are assigned to the name and age. This is the this keyword. I will be do the another session for the this keyword. Therefore, I am not going to now teach you about the this keyword. And secondly, construct example. Here we call the parameterized constructors. Here we provide the some difference value to the second object. These values are assigned to the n and a, and it assigned to the name and age. After that, you can say the there are two statements. Two statements are used to the print on the information on the screen. The first statement is used to the print on the object one information on the screen. This is the name and age. And second one is used to the print on the screen of the information on the second object. Let's run. That is the execution of this program. Let's run the program. Now you can see the output of this program. This is the end of our second session. We will meet with another session. I think that today you can get the idea about the methods and constructors. If you don't, if you didn't watch the part 1 of this session method, I include that link in the description box, and you can go and watch. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.